Hello and welcome to Solutions Ahead, the call-in show on India Ahead. And this is dedicated to all the queries, all the questions that you have. Something that troubles you, something that you feel that you just can't find a solution for. So that is when you write to us or you can call us with your questions. Today's show, we're talking about some statistics here. Let me start with that. These statistics reveal that about 35 million men, hear me out, and 21 million women suffer from, don't panic, hair loss. But again, that's why we are here, because here in our studio today, we have experts who will tell you about how to look after your hair so you don't lose any more hair looking for answers. We have with us award-winning AIMS dermatologist, co-founder of Derma Circles, Dr. Pratik Sondhi. He's a prominent name in the field of dermatology, and he's got affiliations to many prestigious medical associations as well. Also joining us in the show today is founder of NutriPower, Mansi Chaudhary, a renowned nutritionist, a holistic cancer coach, and a certified diabetes educator. Also joining us today in the show is Dr. Naren Prakash, MD dermatologist, and he is in the aesthetic medicine field and an expert trichologist. So, well, without further ado, I think it's time for us to ask them all those questions and get all the solutions that you have been waiting for so far. Dr. Pratik, my first question is here for you. What are the primary causes of hair loss?
The most common cause is genetic. So there is a 60% positive family history in people suffering from a hair loss.
Okay.
The other causes are nutritional deficiency. So our diets are not proper, our hair is not getting enough nutrition, which causes a lot of hair loss. The third is stress. Stress amounts to a lot of hair loss. Then the water is not good in some areas. Some patients, when they shift to a particular area, they start losing more hair. In some places, the water is really hard. These are the most common causes. What can be done is, first thing is obviously to meet your dermatologist who can diagnose the type of hair loss you have and correct it.
Right.
The second thing is, there are a lot of people who are using blowers, dryers, streamers, curlers. They all damage the hair. So this must be stopped.
Okay. And when you talked about nutrition, I think the person here to talk about nutrition is Mansi Chaudhary. So Mansi, my next question is to you. How does hair growth work and what can we do to increase volume when it comes to adding the right food and the right amount of food that you need to take for good hair growth?
Coming to talk about nutrition for hair, I think you need to work on 6 very important nutrients that can give you a head full of hair.
Right.
So firstly is protein. You need to include enough protein in your diet. Again, it should be both from plant as well as animal sources. Secondly, important minerals like zinc, copper, iron. Vitamins like vitamin C, A, E, which are antioxidant vitamins. Of course, vitamin D also. So once your diet includes all of these, you can rest assured that you will not have problems like premature graying, you will not have problems like hair loss, you will not have problems like hair which lacks shine and luster. So when we say you should include all these, this can happen only when you include a well-balanced diet that has all the important nutrients that you require. Of course, which also means that you should eat more real foods and less of processed foods, besides managing stress and pollution levels also.
Right. But tell me something, a lot of children today are suffering from, premature gray hair. And are you saying that this is they're not focusing on the nutrition? Which one it could be, or it could be all of them together?
So one very important micronutrient that is very crucial in terms of hair color is copper. Now, lack or deficiency of copper can lead to premature graying, especially in teenagers and younger adults.
Right.
And copper main sources of foods is your seeds, pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, your full fat milk, egg yolk and almonds. Now very important, that's why we've been taught since childhood to eat your 5 to 6 almonds every day, and children these days are more into junk food and sugar based foods instead of these nutrient laden foods. So include copper. One very simple way of including copper is taking copper charged water. You can keep water overnight for 7-8 hours at least in a copper jug and consume that as the first thing in the morning. and then you get enough copper in your diet. Right?
Well, that's a fantastic tip there. I'm going to definitely make use of that because I can't think of anything else. Maybe 5 to 6 almonds a day, yes. Please do call us right away on 040-681-31312 or 1313. You can also send us an email on solutions@indiaaheadnews.com. We will answer those questions for you. We have a caller here on Solutions Ahead who's ready with a question. So let's find out what his or her question is. Hello and welcome to Solutions Ahead.
Hello,
Hello, yes, your name is?
I'm Karan.
Hi Karan, and your question?
Hi. Yeah, my question is that I'm suffering from hair loss.
Okay.
And
How old
I'm
are you, Karan?
Yeah, I am 22.
Oh, okay. You're suffering from hair loss at 22.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm looking for hair weaving.
Right.
And my question is that is it safe or not?
Is it safe
I
or
can-
not? Oh, okay. So we have Dr. Naren here, who's a trichologist, and I think he could answer this question for you. So hair weaving or transplant, safe or not, side effects, please, all yours.
Okay, so hair weaving, it is a safe procedure, but it is something which is a temporary solution. It does not offer a permanent solution for hair loss, whereas hair transplant is something that is permanent because you're using your own hair, which are transplanted from the back of your head, which is an occipital area. These hair are more resistant to hair fall. So basically, when they're implanted at the front to make a good, nice hairline, so it resembles a natural line of hair.
Is it?
Whereas in hair weaving, those hair you'll have to go for revisits at the place again, maybe a year, or
Does
some
it
of them
also
are even for
cost
3
more?
years. No, it's actually, hair weaving is actually cheaper.
Okay.
But because you have to repeat it multiple times, so in the end, probably the cost does add up.
All right.
And also, like hair weaving, you can by looking at the person, you can see that the hair, like, if you look closely, that the hair do look that okay, it's a artificial fiber. It has been, something has been done artificially. Whereas if a good hair transplant surgeon is doing a hair transplant,
Yeah.
it's almost impossible to tell that these hair have been transplanted or they are the natural hair.
Is it? Fantastic. Also, since we're at this topic, how long does it take for the hair weaving process, and how long does one surgeon take for hair transplant? Is it how many sittings depending on the patch, or what is it?
See, hair
Ball
transplant
patch,
is
sorry.
usually one sitting. It's a single sitting
one
procedure.
sitting.
Yes.
Oh.
Maybe it needs to be repeated. Some surgeons do repeat it after 6 months.
Yeah.
and
So one
another
sitting is how many hours? What's the duration like we're looking at?
It is a long procedure. It can range from anywhere to 6 to 10 hours.
6 to 10
Yes,
hours. in
depending
one.
on number of grafts.
Is it?
Yes.
Oh, okay. But the person, the client, is ready to go home with a full head of hair by the evening, is what you're saying?
Yes, after the full head of hair will come after 6 months, but with all the follicles will be there at the head.
Will be ready.
Will
is
be
what
ready.
The,
So
the
after
process
6 months
has
he'll have
already
a proper.
kicked in.
Yes. So after 6 to 9 months he'll have a full head of hair, what
Wow.
he exactly wanted.
And his own natural hair.
His own natural hair.
Yeah, well, I hope we've answered that question here for you. Please do call us right away on 040-681-31312 or 1313. You can also send us an email on solutions@indiaaheadnews.com. We will answer those questions for you. We have one more caller ready for our hair show here. My God, so many people who are constantly calling us. But in case you want to call us as well, you can call us on 040-681-31312 or 1313. So, well, if you want to call us and find out what can you do for your hair loss, we have a dermatologist, we have Dr. Pratik Sondhi, we have Dr. Naren, who's a trichologist, and we have a nutritionist with us here, Mansi Chaudhary, who can talk about food, which is great for hair growth. Well, at this point of time, we have a caller here who would like to ask us something. Hello and welcome to Solutions Ahead.
Hi, my name is Astha.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good.
Tell me, Asta, what can I answer? What is your question? Sorry.
So my question is, recently I colored my hair
Okay.
and I'm losing hair at a very fast pace. Is it the reaction or the colors reaction or my body not responding to that?
All
so
right.
my question is, how should I reduce this hair loss due to this hair color?
Okay, so Dr. Pratik, anything that you would like to add here?
Yes, so the hair coloring process is a very simple one. It can damage the texture of the hair. It
Right.
can make the hair rough or lusterless, but it cannot cause hair loss per se. So hair loss is a coincidental phenomena which is going on along with this. So for this, you need to consult a dermatologist who can diagnose why you are having this hair loss and start the treatment accordingly.
I agree with Dr. Pratik, like hair color as such does not cause hair loss per se, but it does lead to a loss of texture of the hair, and it can cause an irritant contact dermatitis, which is basically on the scalp, which is the skin covering your head, on which the hair are there. So it can cause a dermatitis over there, which can eventually lead to loosening of hair and hair falling off.
Right.
So that needs to be
again treated.
Yes.
Yeah. And Mansi, when somebody, let's say, goes for these hair treatments, do they have to then come back and change their diet a bit because they've used chemicals on their hair? So maybe go an extra mile with the vitamin supplements or something for a short period of time. Do you think that would be a good idea?
Okay, so when you go for a hair procedure, which is purely external, and
Right.
when it comes to nutrition, it's completely internal. So when we say you are what you eat, so of course the external procedure is going to have some or the other effect on your hair, good or
True,
bad.
true.
But internally, how you can correct it, maybe a biotin supplement can be excellent. I think even you people prescribe it very often. What many people do not know is that biotin is available in certain amounts in food also. Things like egg yolk, things like fatty fish, things like full fat dairy, milk. And besides taking supplements and biotin laden foods, what many people do not know is biotin is made in your body with the gut bacteria. Your healthy bacteria in your intestine produces biotin. So we need not really pop in pills. How you can encourage good production of biotin in the body is by eating prebiotics, which means foods high on fiber, your legumes, whole grains, enough fruits and vegetables. That will lead to good production of biotin within your body, and anything that is produced in your body is more bioavailable for you, does
Right.
more good to you.
Wow, that was fantastic. I hope that's also answered many queries out there. A lot of you watching us right now on Solutions Ahead may have questions for your hair loss, or how do you want to try something different with your hair, maybe a balding patch. Any of those questions, please do call us right away on 040-681-31312 or 1313. You can also send us an email on solutions@indiaaheadnews.com. We will answer those questions for you, whether related to hair or skin or anything that is troubling you. At this point of time, we have a caller who would like to discuss something for his or her hair concern. So let's find out. Hello and welcome to Solutions Ahead.
Hello, ma'am. My name is Reena.
Hi, Reena. Yes, welcome to the show.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, whenever I go for a haircut, the hairdresser always tells me to go for a hair spa and tells me that my hair is very dry. But this hair spa usually are very expensive.
Right.
So can you tell me how this hair spas can be done at home?
Hair
That,
spa can be done at home, as in some ingredient that can be used instead of going and spending money at the parlors and the spa areas, is what you're
because
telling
it's
me.
usually very expensive.
Okay, I hear you. All right, let's find out. Anything that you would like to suggest, Dr. Pratik?
Yes, spas are not absolutely necessary because the hair grows from within. So if your diet is proper, if you're taking the right nutrition and not applying too many chemicals on your hair will actually grow better. So
Okay.
spas are not an essential thing.
Okay.
So the person needs to have a good diet and minimize the use of chemicals on the head.
Okay,
Which
all
will
right.
help her.
And Dr. Naren, would you like
Yes,
to add something here?
Yes, I would like to add about shampooing your hair, because there are a lot of patients who ask me how many times should I shampoo, or
Very
how
important
often
question.
should we be doing that.
Also the amount.
The amount of shampoo
yeah.
what should be used. So there's no definite consensus on how regularly you should shampoo. It depends on your hair.
Okay.
A person with a thinned out, dry hair need not shampoo that often. Twice, thrice a week is enough. But for a person with thick, oily hair, they need to shampoo much more often, about 4 to 5 times a week. So what I suggest to my patients, for men about 3 to 4 times a week, and for women about 2 to 3 times a week.
Right.
A regular shampooing is very important, as it removes the dead cells, all the dirt, all the pollutants that we get once we go out. And another important thing is, do not go out with wet hair. That's another thing. The most ideal is to let it air dry. But
Right.
if you have to use blow dry, then once in a while even that is okay.
Yeah.
But do not go out with wet hair, because then all the pollutants just get attracted to the hair very quickly.
Right.
So that is something. that
Okay,
should
so
be
I
looked
think in a fast growing life, it's really important to look after your hair, because I think most of the people think it's okay. It's okay. We don't have to go to a dermatologist or a trichologist and get your hair checked, or a nutritionist who can tell you how to eat well for your hair. Well, you're watching Solutions Ahead on India Ahead. We're discussing hair loss, dandruff and